Hello, and thank you for joining us on the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast, brought to you by Parker Physio, aimed at helping you live an enjoyable, fit, and healthy life in and around our community. And now, introducing your host and author of Aging Smarter, Dr. Matt Parker.
Hello, and welcome everyone. It is your host, Dr. Matt Parker, here with another episode of Stay Healthy San Diego. I'm incredibly excited to have today's guest on. She is Dr. Rodriguez. Dr. Rodriguez is a naturopathic doctor with an emphasis in women's health. She loves helping women feel their best by treating conditions such as peri-menopause, digestive health, weight loss, fertility, thyroid conditions, low energy, and brain fog. She practices in both Encinitas and Palm Springs at a clinic called Pure Health. Dr. Rodriguez, how are you doing today?
Hi, Matt. Thanks for having me on your show. It's really great to be here. I'm doing pretty well today.
Awesome. So, Dr. Rodriguez, where I usually like to start is I always like to hear people's story and background and why they do the things that they do. So, tell us a little about your story. How did you get started? How did your path to medicine take place?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story. A lot of people come to naturopathic medicine either because they've always wanted to be a doctor or they have had some health issues that conventional medicine didn't help them with, and then so they sought out learning more about naturopathic medicine. But for me, actually, neither of those happened. I wasn't a kid that when I was growing up said, I'm going to be a doctor when I grow up. I was never one of those. But it wasn't until I was finishing up my studies in food science and human nutrition, that's what I got my bachelor's in, but that's when I really started to learn mostly about type 2 diabetes and how to treat it more naturally, and was really seeing just a breakdown in our healthcare system in that this multi-million-dollar epidemic that is going on in our country is being treated with pharmaceuticals when really it can be reversed with diet, lifestyle, exercise. And so that's really what led me into wanting to learn more about the body. And then before I started on my path to becoming a registered dietitian, I talked to my counselors, and they were really the ones that told me about naturopathic medicine. So I did some research and heard more about the 6 principles of naturopathic medicine. And ever since then, I was like, this is how I want to live my life. This is how I want to help people live their life, and haven't looked back since.
The 6 principles, I'm curious, what are those?
Yeah, they're usually in Latin, but I'll tell you them in English because the Latin names are really hard for me to say. The first one is the healing power of nature, and so that is when we focus on trusting in the body's inherent wisdom to heal itself. I mean, if you had a cut on your arm, it would heal, and that's because your body knows how to heal. And so we believe that if we remove the obstacles that are in the way to your body functioning optimally, then it will on its own function optimally. So we just got to give it a little support. The second one is identifying and treating the root causes, and that's very different than what conventional medicine is like. A lot of it is, in conventional medicine, is treating the symptoms that are in front of you, and so reverting back to the root cause of the problem can really help with long-term health and long-term results. The third one, although it says first, it is first do no harm. And I mean, I think that's pretty standard for every doctor. And so that one's kind of self-explanatory. But we want to start with the most natural, least invasive, and least toxic therapy that we have out there. And then if we need to, move up to those more heavy hitters. The fourth one is doctor as teacher. This is one that I love because we get to, in our visits, we have 60 minutes, so we're able to spend more time talking with our patients and educating them and empowering them.
Love it.
And then the fifth one is treat the whole person, which kind of is similar to treating the root cause, but everybody's body is so intertwined. All your systems are working together, so you can't just look at one symptom and think that you're going to fix the whole body. And then the last one is prevention. Naturopathic doctors like to focus on this one a lot. We love to hear a person's history and maybe, what type of diseases their body is prone to, and then doing things to help prevent those diseases from either progressing or even showing up in the first place.
Got it. I did hear something recently. So I heard someone call themselves a naturopath. What's the difference between a naturopath versus a naturopathic doctor, or is there one?
I think that's a great question. It kind of goes unsaid, so I would like to address it. So anybody can call themselves a naturopath. You could call yourself a naturopath. Most of them have some type of online certification or have just grown up using natural medicine in their own house, and so they call themselves a naturopath. Also, our elders, people that have been in this profession as naturopathic doctors for over 10, 15, 20 years, they call themselves naturopaths. So, but as we move forward as a profession, we do encourage everyone to call themselves a naturopathic doctor to help give the distinction that we have graduated from a 4-year accredited medical training and that we hold licensing in the state that we're practicing.
Let's talk more about that, the training. So what's the training for a naturopathic doctor look like?
Yeah, so every naturopathic doctor has to have a bachelor's degree before even applying to medical school. And then when we're in that schooling, we do all the same basic sciences that conventional medicine does. So we study anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, gross anatomy, neurology, all of them. And then after those first 2 years, we take a board exam, just like in conventional medical school. And then we move on to our next 2 years, which is more clinical rotations. So we do over 200 hours of clinical rotations, seeing patients, seeing different cases, working with licensed doctors to figure out, what people's health concerns are. And then after we graduate, we take another board exam for licensing, and then we have to maintain our licensing in the state that we practice through continuing education. So it's pretty similar in that way to conventional medicine. The only difference is right now we are not required to complete a residency. I think it's solely because there's not enough practicing naturopathic doctors in the country to require everyone that's graduating to have a residency, but there's lots of talks about it becoming a requirement, and it may happen in the next 10, 15 years.
Fascinating. So you treated a ton of different conditions. What's one do you think that goes underdiagnosed or something that more people should know about?
Yeah, great question. I think one of the most underdiagnosed problems out there is hypothyroidism. So hypothyroidism affects women more than men, and I do a lot of women's health. So I'm always checking women's thyroid because they come in with symptoms of low energy, or like their hair's falling out, or they feel cold when everyone else feels normal temperature, or they are gaining weight, or they have brain fog. And all of those things can be due to low thyroid function. And conventional medicine checks 1, maybe 3 markers max for initial thyroid evaluation, the main marker being thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. It comes from your brain and tells your thyroid to function more. So if that number on the lab results is higher, that means your brain is sending a stronger signal to your thyroid. But as naturopathic doctors, we look at 7, maybe 8 markers of thyroid function as our initial look into your thyroid function.
So I'm curious, so let's say someone does have hypothyroidism, like how does your treatment look like, or what could an example of a treatment look like?
There's lots of treatments that we can do. So it can be stress reduction, it can be looking at nutrient status and optimizing their nutrients that the thyroid needs to function optimally. It can be giving them synthetic thyroid or natural thyroid, depending on, everybody's situation is different. But really there's a lot of lifestyle and diet things we can do as well.
You mentioned the nutrients. Is there certain foods that help the thyroid work a little bit better?
Yeah, seaweed, iodine, those are all great for them. Brazil nuts that are high in selenium, all help the thyroid function optimally, and then making sure they also get all your B vitamins as well.
That's awesome. And I heard too, you guys also do IV therapies. Is that true?
Yes, we do a lot of IVs, whether it's for immune function, if someone's having just a cold that they need to get over, if they've had a stomach flu and they need some hydration, if they have had a hangover and they need some support, but also more serious ones for brain health and making sure your brain longevity is great and the function is optimal. We even do cancer treatment as well through IV nutrition.
Wow, that's incredible. You guys do IVs, you guys do all kinds of stuff. So Dr. Rodriguez, where can our listeners find you? Where can we connect with you?
I think the best place to look for more information about our clinic is on our website, purehealthmedicine.com. And from there, you can also find our clinic phone number and schedule a 15-minute consult with me. They're free, and we can see if I can answer any questions that you have or see if I'm a good fit for you.
Great. That's all going to be in the show notes, by the way, so you'll see it on the summary. Now I want to dive into the local San Diego stuff. This is the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast. So Dr. Rodriguez, your favorite activity in San Diego?
Let's see. Well, I mean, in San Diego, we're so lucky. The weather's good here almost year round. So there's tons that you can do here. I love anything that's outdoors, being in the sun, farmers markets. I think we're lucky to have 2 farmers markets a day here. Mm-hmm. And then I really love exercising. So 2 of my favorite studios in San Diego are Body Rock for Legree, as well as Legree Fit, and then F45, which is a kind of HIIT circuit training.
Okay. I want to hear more about Legree. I've heard some stories, so tell me about Legree.
Legree is very similar to Pilates, but they move a little bit slower and they use a different machine. And it is the most killer ab workout you will ever experience.
Okay. I'm taking down notes here, so making sure Legree, get the abs ready for the beach, so perfect. And then your favorite restaurant or hidden gem?
Ooh, there's 2, I'd have to say. Catania in La Jolla, which is like I don't know if it's coastal Italian or just seafood, but it is amazing. They have both of those types of foods are amazing at this restaurant. And then I love sushi, so probably Sushi Oda, which is near Pacific Beach.
Okay, sushi.
Really.
And the sushi, do you get like the sashimi or do you get like the rolls?
Just sashimi. No.
So you're true like okay. I'm just such a roll person, so like just one dragon roll, please. So it's very okay. All right, Sushi Oda. Write it down as well. Also have that inside the show notes. Dr. Rodriguez, do you want to leave anything with the audience before we call it a day?
I think that's great. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, and we will talk again soon. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast brought to you by Parker Physio. If your pain is preventing you from staying healthy and active, and you'd like to avoid surgery, painkillers, or just want to get back to doing the things you love in and around San Diego, we offer both a free ebook and free over-the-phone consultation to help you figure out the root cause of your pain and the next best steps for resolving it. Find our ebooks online at parkerphysio.com/health-tips. There you'll find ebooks for topics such as low back pain, sciatica, shoulder pain, knee pain, and neck pain. These quick-to-read reports will provide you with expert tips, tricks, and exercises to help solve your pain from the comfort of your own home. Just visit parkerphysio.com/health-tips to download your ebook and have it delivered directly to your inbox. We also offer free, no-obligation telephone consultations with a doctor of physical therapy to residents of San Diego. Just call us at 858-900-3361 or visit us at parkerphysio.com and click the Talk to a PT on the phone button. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast.